Everybody, Waking Up California with Diego Martinez, candidate for Congress District 13. North Fresno, all the way up to Lathrop. It is official. We are running in District 13. We are ready to run this race. We're ready to take it to Sacramento. We're ready to take it to Washington and be the voice of the California people in our district, District 13. Boy, do we have a lot to talk about today. Laws are changing every day. But before we get that far, I want to remind everybody, March 27th, we're having a pancake breakfast fundraiser. Come join us. It's going to be in Oakdale. After the pancake breakfast, we're going to go for a quick ride. So if you ride a motorcycle, bring your motorcycle, bring the family, bring the kids. This is going to be March 27th. It starts at 8 a.m. in Oakdale at Broken Wheels. The information will be right at the bottom in the comments here in a little bit where you guys could get the address. Make sure you're there on time. Plenty of food. $20 a person, $10 for kids, 12 and under. Everybody's welcome. This isn't a political agenda. It's a quick meet and greet. It's a great time to sit there, have some food, meet some friends, go for a great ride. And if you don't ride, at least bring the kids, bring the family out, enjoy a good pancake breakfast, and spend a little bit of time. Ask any questions that you want. If you want to make it political, you can ask anything you want. I'm very reachable, and I'm going to be there. We're going to have a full staff. I want to invite everybody out there. That is March 27th, 8 a.m., pancake breakfast in Oakdale. After the breakfast, if you brought your motorcycle, we're going to go for a ride. There's also going to be a raffle, opportunity prizes available to win. You guys need to come out there. Show a little bit of support. I want to thank everybody, first of all, for the support and the donations that you guys have given to my campaign. We got some yard signs. We were able to distribute over 350 yard signs. We have gotten rid of 500 yard signs in total. That's in people's houses, around commercial areas. We're all over the place at this moment. I would like to ask, if you can, $5, $10, $100, please keep donating to our campaign because it is crucial. We're back to where we need to order more signs today. We need to get more literature out there, and we need to start doing our game plan to be able to advertise on the radio. So whatever you can, please donate to our campaign because we're in need and we're ready to move forward. Diego Martinez is running for Congress, District 13. I want you guys to come out there. Come support. And for sure, come out to the March 27th. Come out to Oakdale. It's a Sunday morning. Come out, have a pancake breakfast with us. Come do a quick meet and greet. And if you have a motorcycle, bring it out. We're going to go for about a 60-mile ride. We're going to end at the LaGrange Saloon. So we're going to take some scenic routes. We're going to have a beautiful day out there. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. Now let's get busy and let's get to the show because that's why you guys are tuning in, to find out what's changing in California, what's changing around the United States that affects each and every single one of us. Everybody, and I don't care who you are, both parties have failed the California people and they have failed the American people. Perfect example. Why are we paying so much for gas? There's places right now where our gas prices are over $10 a gallon. Why? Why is that happening? Is it because of the war in Ukraine? No, unfortunately it's not. Let me say that again. It's affecting us, but it shouldn't be that way and it shouldn't affect us. Why? Because our president shut down the XL pipeline. Days into his presidency, he said, hey, enough of the raw oil being pumped out of California, out of the United States. We're going to give our businesses to other countries. We need to stop that. We need to open up the XL pipeline. We need to be able to produce our own raw oil, which is a lot cleaner and a lot safer to do here than traveling 40,000 miles in the open ocean. We need to start doing America first. We need to start taking care of us here in America first and stop supplying money and aid and help to other countries when our country needs it. We have an abundant amount of people who are living homeless. Our veterans are coming back, don't have a place to live, yet we're worried about other countries. Let's stop. Let's get back in focus about America first. Let's open up the XL pipeline. You will watch your gas prices drop automatically. Your gas prices will drop automatically the minute the XL pipelines are opened back up. We need to come back. We need to open up and get jobs back here in California, and we need to do it now, not only in California, but in America. Gas prices need to drop. XL pipeline needs to reopen up. We need to be self-sustained. A lot of people may not know this. Back in the day, California produced all the raw oil to supply the United States with enough gasoline. Where do we change that? Why are we not, again with Instagram's lost our video. Let's see. Can you, all right. Gonna try to do this real quick. I'm gonna have to log off and log back in. Instagram does this to me every now and then. What they do is they shut off my volume. They don't like what I gotta say. So they turn around and shut us off. So let's see if we can go back on. It'll be just a second here. Sorry about that, guys. Everybody else is watching on the other platforms. Instagram has a problem with me. Every time I say something they don't like, my volume shuts off. It happens just about every week. That censorship, that's because we're talking about the truth and we're talking about stuff that they don't want us to hear. It happens every week. We need to stop supplying money, aid to other countries. We need to take about America first. We need to take care of our homeless. We need to take care of our veterans. We need to take care of our own people before we're aiding other countries. COVID relief dumped billions of dollars to Afghanistan. Not only that, when we left Afghanistan, we left billions of dollars of military equipment there. Why? Why, Joe? Why do we do this? Why do we leave California Americans' hard-earned money in another country for no reason? This is the stuff that we have got to stop. We have got to get a voice in Washington that's going to stand up for the people. When I say both parties have failed the American people, both parties have failed the American people. And the worst part is this. We keep re-electing these people to keep failing us. Want to make a difference, want to make a change, change the way that you vote. Change the way that this is going on right now. Elect the right people into office. We, the California people, we, the American people, have the power to make a difference, but it starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with the way we vote. Stop voting back in career politicians. Stop. Nothing's changing. We can say, oh, next year will be better. Remember, the new year comes out. What's the first thing we say? Oh, next year will be better. Let's hope for a good year. You guys want a good election. You want a good year. Right now's the time. How? Stop voting in the same people that have been in office for decades that haven't done anything. Our country's getting worse and worse by the day. And if you're in California, here it comes. Get ready for this. Because California, we're suffering worse than anybody else. Here it comes. SB 871 will require all to be vaccinated for COVID-19 for all public, private, and daycare usage. Let me say that again, because this affects all of us. Anybody. This affects every single one of us now in the state of California. If you have a child, a grandchild, or somebody going to daycare, if you're like a fortunate person that can send your kids to a private school, or most of us that go to public school, right? SB 871 requires all children to be vaccinated for COVID-19 public, private, or daycare. How many daycare providers is that going to take out of business? When did California become the anti-business? Because that's exactly what it is, anti-business now. California has taken businesses and has shoved them out of California to other states. This is government overreach. We need to stop it before it becomes law. We'll talk a little bit about laws right now because they're coming down the pipeline and they all have to do with requirements. They have to do with COVID-19. They have to do with a vaccination. Here's one that should never pass. And this one is something that we all should take a better look at and say, no, we cannot do this. And this is something that definitely government overreach over your constitutional rights. AB 1993 would require all employees to be vaccinated against COVID-19 in order to work in the state of California. Let me say that again. In order to work in the state of California, you are going to have to be vaccinated. And if you're not vaccinated, guess what? Your employer gets fined. Your employer has to test you every week. And eventually, they'll just keep getting fined till your employer has to let you go because the fines are so big that either your employer will not be able to stay in business to pay the fines or they're just going to have to shut down. The worst part about that is this. Yesterday, I went to a small business owner. Nice guy, introduced myself, got what I needed from him, and I asked flat out, where are you guys from? They said, well, we live in Atwater. I said, well, that's great. If I give you a yard sign, would you please put it out in your yard? He said, no. I said, what? He said, no, we're not politically involved. We don't want to be politically involved. It doesn't affect us. I said, let me tell you something here real quick.
You
I'm
have
not gonna
mail.
change your mind. You can do whatever you please, but if you don't get involved right now, you won't have a business in a year. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, apparently you need to get a little bit involved in what's going on in politics today, because here's what's going on. AB 1993. He said, what's that? I said, that's the bill that's going to have you. And I said, I'm not going to ask you how you run your business. I'm not going to ask you what you ask your employees to do. But let me ask you something real quick. Do you require your employees to be vaccinated? I said, you're right. You can tell me yes, you can tell me no. You can lie to me. I don't care. I'm not vaccinated. I don't care if they are either. But if this bill passes, AB 1993, the one that you don't want to get involved with politics and you don't know nothing about, it's going to directly affect you and your business. I said, good detailers are very hard to find. We know this. Good employees are hard to find these days. I said, if you're not requiring, if you didn't mandate, if you didn't exceed for your employees out here to have a vaccination, guess what? If this law passes, you're not going to have a choice, or they're not going to have a job. I said, how many fines could you afford to pay from the government every month because your two guys out there aren't vaccinated? He said, well, I wouldn't be able to. I said, then you might want to get involved because that affects you and me. I'm a small business owner also, and this is affecting all of us. If the government overreaches with AB 1993, which requires and makes us make sure that our children, our employees are vaccinated, that anybody who we have coming in, if they're not vaccinated, we have to test them every week. Well, how many of us can afford a test every week? How many tests, what does it cost? Why do we have to be responsible? Why do we have to do the government's job? First of all, vaccinations is a joke. You do what you want to do. It's a choice. It is a choice. If you want to be vaccinated, God bless you. If you don't want to, God bless you too, because it's our bodies, our choice, right? It happens when the left wants to make a point. Women's body, women's choice. Well, what about our bodies, our choice, our ability? Where's our freedom? Where's our constitutional rights that are being trampled on every day? When you're talking about SB 871 and all children, daycare, private school, public school, they don't care, has to be vaccinated at 10, that's a way overreach. That's a government way overreach, and they're going to destroy small businesses, women who are sitting at home and providing daycare that provide better daycare, better dealings with the kids. They're going to separate that because of a vaccination. Those kids are way too young to have these vaccinations. Studies have shown it. The COVID-19 has came back around, right? I talked about gas, and I want to address that real quick because our governor of the state of California addressed gas, inflation, and prices going through the roof in his state of state announcement. Union. I really didn't watch it. I kind of read some of the comments afterwards. I picked up on some of the stuff that he said, and one of the worst slaps in California people's face that he gave us. We're going to give you money back. We're going to give you a stimulus package because we're charging you too much in gas. How about doing this, Gavin? How about just cutting back the tax, because that's at the discretion of the governor of California to cut back $1.50 of taxes that we are paying right now for gasoline. It's up to him to lower that. But instead of doing that, he wants to take your money and then give it back to you. Well, don't give me back my money. Stop taking my money for nothing. That's what's going on. And he said that. I'm going to give you guys a stimulus package. No, Gavin, stop with the stimulus bullshit and give us back. Don't take from us. Reduce the taxes on gas. Let the California people be able to breathe. Give us our water rights back. Give the farmers the water they need so our produce are cost less when we go to the store. Inflation has gone through the roof, and giving people money back isn't going to help it. You give me $10 back, I'll spend it today, and then tomorrow what? I got to spend that in just a gallon of gas. Gas is up to almost $10 a gallon. Build back better. For who? Because we haven't seen that. What we have seen is a president, a governor, who don't believe in the people of this country or the state, that want to take our rights and our freedom away and give it to another country. The XL pipeline needs to be reopened immediately. Our congressmen, our senators need to stand up and say, no, Joe, this can't happen. That's why we elected these people. But guess what? They didn't say nothing. Our party didn't stand up for nothing. Sorry, guys. I love the Republican Party, but it has done absolutely nothing for us. They have not represented us. I'll throw it out there. And I said it since the recall. How many of our elected officials actually showed up and said yes on the recall? How many Republican officials came out here publicly and saying yes, help the recall, help the cause? None. You know what's worse than all this? I get newsletters from everybody. One of the worst ones I get is Ted Cruz is going to be in California. Come and donate to his campaign. What the heck has Ted Cruz done for the state of California? Why should Californian people give Ted Cruz anything? Why should we go donate to his campaign? What the heck has a Texas senator done for the state of California? Where was he during the recall? But they want our money now. We need to stop supporting out-of-state candidates, and we need to get some grassroots, real candidates who are here in California that want to fight for California, whether it be for Congress, Senate, Assembly, Governor, it doesn't matter. We need your support. All the candidates in California need your support more than the candidates from other from other states. Let their own state support that candidate. Why are we paying for candidates to come here, give us the same old song and dance, and never change anything? We do that every day. I listen to guys who are in Washington, D.C., and I'm like, where were you? You want my money today. Where were you? You want my vote today. Where were you? Now you want my vote after this recall's over? Come on. Definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So why do we keep voting in the same people? We keep voting in the exact same people back into office because, oh my God, we held a seat. What did that do for you? When we had the House, nothing did for you. Now that we don't have the House, nothing's going on for us. There's nobody with our voice. So stop voting for the same people. Stop giving your money to out-of-state candidates. Start looking for local candidates who are actually going to do something for you. Newsom has to go. 100%. Agree. Who's voting for this? I'll tell you who is. The people of California who don't know nothing about politics. The people of California who only do name recognition and don't worry about what the real policies are. That's who's voting for him. The people who aren't involved in politics. That's why I say like and share my videos and let everybody know. This show, Waking Up California, is a neutral show. I say the way it is. I talk about the bills that are going to affect each and every single one of you. This is a bill that I'm going to talk about next that's going to affect each and every single one of us that felt safe in a community, in a county where the sheriff wouldn't enforce the COVID-19 rules, wouldn't enforce the mask mandates. Do you guys remember that? We were praising some of these sheriffs that were there and saying, oh my God, this sheriff stood up for us. He is not going to make us wear a mask. He's not going to throw us to jail. He says, I got better things to do than do the governor's job, right? You guys remember those days? Because I do, because we were blessed to have some very good sheriffs on duty that time to say, no, the county, my job is not going to reinforce this. Whatever you guys do is your problem, but we, as sheriffs, are not going to enforce the mask mandates. Well, if this law goes into effect, they will no longer have that choice. So I want you guys to all look at these laws that I'm talking about. I'm going to post them again later on today so you guys have a copy of them. I posted them a few weeks ago. That's why I want to go over them a little bit. But look at this law. And this law is one that's going to hurt each and every single one of us if this passes. SB 1464, Senate Bill 1464 will affect each and every single one of us on this aspect. It will force the hands. It would require law enforcement officials to enforce public health orders. Doesn't matter what law order you are. Doesn't matter whether you're the sheriff, which is elected by the people of their county. They will have to enforce the health order of the public health order guidelines. That means if your sheriff stood up, Kern County, Tuolumne County, Stanislaus County, Calaveras County, Amador County, Mariposa. Those are a few that I could think right off the top of my head that those sheriffs stood up against Gavin Newsom and said, no, we're not going to do this. If this happens again, if this bill passes, they don't have a choice. They have to enforce it. That's what we're dealing with every day. That's why we have got to get involved. We have got to let our friends know. This isn't about political parties. Both parties have failed us. If you don't think the Democrat Party has failed us, go look at your gas prices. Democrat Party's failed us. Go look at your health care coverage. Go look at the grocery stores. In the same hand, if you don't think the Republican Party has failed us, where was a elected official Republican when we had a chance to get out Gavin Newsom? Where was he? Who was he? There was zero representation from our state or from any other state saying yes on the recall. Both parties have failed us. Why? Yet when the recall was over, what happened? All of a sudden, you're getting calls from your congressman. Hey, I'm running again. I want to work on water. I want to work on the border. I want to work on your education. Where were you 3 months ago when we needed you? When we needed your support? When we needed you to come out because you have a national state and say yes on the recall? Where were you? Now you want my money. No, I'm good. I'm going to find a new candidate. What can we do? And you're absolutely right about both sides have failed us. So what can we really do? This is what we can do. Stop voting for those people. Doesn't matter how long they've been in office. It doesn't matter. They haven't done nothing for you. Go back and look at candidates who have been in office for a long time. Go back and look at them. McCarthy, you just put it out here. Crickets from McCarthy. Go look at what he voted on. And if you don't like what he voted on, don't vote for him. Go vote for another Republican or another conservative that you like. Go support somebody who's not in office, who can actually get an opportunity to go in there and make a difference. That's what we need to do. I have never, ever been in a business where somebody does a lousy job and we promote them. We promote these people. What am I talking about? Let's get back here to what am I talking about. How many of you guys believe that the California Assembly has helped the California people? Because ABs are assembly bills. SB are Senate bills. But they both look at them. So you take an assemblyman who's been an assemblyman for 10 years, and there's an opening in Congress, and all of a sudden, hey, you need to run for Congress. Well, we all know him. We're going to vote for him because we know his name. Are you ding, ding, ding? Because guess what? That's the guy that failed at his job, and now you're going to give him a promotion. Stop. Look at the candidates. Look at what they stand for. Do some research. Go to events. Go talk to candidates face to face. Get out there. Get involved. Even if it's just for 5 minutes. Go out there and say hello. Do you like the person or do you not? Do you get a good vibe from the person or do you not? But why are we re-electing the same damn people into office that have failed us? On both sides. That's not one side or the other, guys. If you're a Democrat, this goes straight to you. Why are we still voting for the same person that has failed us? If you're a Republican, I'm asking you the same question. Why do we keep voting in the same people that have failed us in California? And when we went to, I contacted him when we went to the school board meeting, and they literally walked out on us. Parents said, he said, keep going. Like, aren't you here in your district speaking for us? That is exactly my point right there. They will say, hey, invite me to anything that's going on. We want to get involved. We're in your district. We want to help you fight. When you call them, it's crickets. Or they show up and they leave. They don't stand up for us. Yet we're going to vote again for these people. Kevin McCarthy, if we take the House, he's supposed to be the Speaker of the House. Do you guys really want that to happen? Yes, we want to take the House. We want to have conservative values in the House. So those are the checks and balances. So we can keep Joe from doing his stupidities. So we can open up the pipeline. So we can have voices in there and say, America first. It is our turn to take our country back. And we have to fight for it. So if you don't like whoever's in office right now, don't vote for them. Get behind a candidate who's running against them that you can get behind. Help them financially. Help them with phone calls. Help them with sharing and liking their videos so that other people get to know who they are. The worst and the hardest thing in this game of politics is name recognition and getting out there. Because guess what? If nobody knows you, nobody's going to know you unless people like you, like me, go out and like, share their videos and let everybody else know who they are, and what they stand for, and letting them, your friends know that this is somebody you, yourself, is behind. That's what we need to do. We need to stand together. If you guys want to make a difference, this is our time. The midterms are coming, and they're coming now. And if you're in District 13, please make a difference. Vote for Diego Martinez. I don't care what party you're with. I'm going to represent you. I'm going to take the time. I'm going to talk to each and every single one of you. Why? Because that's my job. That's why you're putting me there. This isn't about the money, folks, because I make more money in my own business than I do trying to run for Congress. I want to make a difference. I want to be the voice of our district, but not only our district, but our California and the United States for the people who don't have a voice. That's what we need. He should be a lot louder in Kern County. That's his place. He should be there. I agree with you 100%. If you guys have a school board meeting and I can make it, let me know. Put it down. I will be your voice. They won't shut me up. I just saw my friend Max go out and have an interview. The elected official asked him, what can I do for you? Max started talking 30 seconds from his 2 minutes. They muted him and moved him along because the elected official didn't like what he had to say. What a joke. We pay these people. We pay these people to do a job, yet they're not doing it for us. And yet we keep re-electing them. It's us, the solution. It's us, the problem fixer. You guys want to talk about any issue, bring them up. We have solutions and we have the ability to do it. And we're going to go to Washington and we're not going to change our minds. We're not going to be bought by anybody because I am not for sale. We are not for sale. My campaign's not for sale. We're going to run this. We're going to win this. And we're going to be your voice once we get into Washington. But I need your help. I need your help. I need people to be able to donate to my campaign. Whether it's $5, $10, or $100, $200, whatever you can donate. The links are going to be underneath here. Please donate. We need your help. We bought over 500 signs. They're already gone. We're down to 2 signs. I need to buy more. We need more money to be able to buy more signs, bumper stickers. We need to be able to get on the radio and do a commercial. That's what your money's going for. I want to thank everybody who has donated to my campaign this far through the Anadot link right underneath this page. If you're on Instagram, go to the top on my profile. There's a link right there for Anadot. Push the link and donate. Please help us financially be able to fight this fight because I don't have that deep pockets, but I do have the energy. I do have the drive, and I will represent you now and down the road. I will not forget anybody, and I do not ever forget where I come from. That's the difference. This is what this is about. It takes money to run a campaign, and I need your help. So please, go to the link underneath. It's on all my social medias. It's Anadot. Hit the button, $5, $10, $100, whatever you can do, please. Donate what you can. It doesn't matter where you're calling from, whether you're here in California or you're around the United States. I need your help. I will be your voice. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. My job is to represent the people of the United States of America for a better future, so our kids have a better future, so that we can actually have real schools. One thing that I want to do when I get into Congress is get into the education committee. Why? Because I believe that every tax dollar that we send back into California for education, there should be a trade school attached to that dollar. Our kids in high school, junior high, should have a trade class that they need to graduate from before they can graduate from high school. I don't believe in CRT, and I don't believe in the sexual exploitation that's going on to our kids right now. I think our money could be used more for trade schools, so that our kids, once they graduate high school, their high school diploma means something. Yeah, I have a high school diploma with a backing in auto shop, wood shop, metal shop. I can actually go here and actually get a job. Cooking, cleaning, whatever it is. Our kids need to have a job ability when they graduate high school. Our high school diplomas have to mean something. And if you're like me and you couldn't afford to go to college, and not everybody's meant to go to college, but everybody's meant to be able to make a good living, we are going to put ability for you to actually get a trade when you're between jobs. If you're tired of doing that labor job and you're ready to advance in your life because you had bad luck, because you had kids when you were younger and you just had to go to work like the rest of us did, right? My first job, I worked at a restaurant. I was a busboy. I was a cook. I worked my way up. But then I went to a lumber mill where I became an equipment operator. We have got to be able to have these trade schools available for our kids so when they get out. But not only for our kids, but our young adults right now that are out of high school. For real Americans, for real people who right now need to do what? Work. We need good opportunities, good jobs. So some of this financial money that's coming out for education, I want the federal government to write a bill that will actually go to junior colleges where you, me, and our friends that don't have a college education can actually go and go to the trade school so they can better their lives. Because that's what this is about, bettering our lives, bettering our circumstances, and helping each other grow. Trade schools need to come back here to the United States, but especially here to California, where we are dying for tradesmen to actually be able to do a job. Every job is important. I don't care what you do for a living. Every job is important. There's no one job more important than the other. The guy who sweeps the street, your job is important to keep our streets clean. The guy who washes our dishes at a restaurant, your job is clean so we can eat out of clean plates, right? The lady who cleans our hotels when we go there, we want something right. Everyone should spend at least 6 months working in a restaurant industry. You know, everybody should spend 6 months at least working and building a career. Everybody should actually have to go and do this. There's not one job that's less important than the other. This stuff of you had to be an essential worker was BS. Everybody's an essential worker because you're not only an essential worker for our economy to keep going, but you're also an essential worker for your family to keep growing and showing values to our kids. What does it look like when mom and dad are sitting at home and they can't go to work? What message is that sending to the kids? Oh, we don't work, we live off the government? No, we are a nation where we live off hard work and we reward people who work hard. That's what we are. We need trade schools back. I want to get in the education committee. When I get to Washington, D.C., I want to ensure that our education dollars are going to people here who can actually take advantage of a trade school, because you got laid off yesterday because they moved the work somewhere else because jobs are leaving California. We need quality trade skills that could do quality work. You don't think a plumber's necessary? Wait till your toilet backs up and you can't unflush it. Your plumber all of a sudden became the most important person at that moment. Electricians, carpenters, the guy who paved your driveway. All these are essential works, and all these is where we need to be. And this is where our money needs to go when it comes to education to the state of California. This is the federal money. That's something I'm going to go to Washington, D.C., and I am going to fight for each and every single one of us here to be able to have this. It is time that we unite as Californians. Forget about the damn party lines because both parties have failed us. It's time that we unite as Californians, as Americans, and we stand together for a better future. Our fight starts now. The midterms are coming in June, and we need to stand up and we need to fight and we need to get our state back one seat at a time. So whether you're in Orange County or you're in Yuba County, we need to fight and get the right people in office. I don't care where you're at in California. Get behind the candidate that you love. Donate to their campaign. Make the phone calls. Walk their beat. Get a sign out. Do something. It's time that we get involved. Parades are great. Overpass flag waving is great, but what does that really do? Yeah, it shows that you're an American. It shows that you're a patriot. But at the end of the day, do you have a yard sign? Have you donated to a politician or a person, a candidate who wants to help? Those are the real differences. Have you liked and shared their videos and let other people know? Have you actually tried to cross the line and told your neighbor, hey, listen to Diego Martinez. Might not like the party he's with, but he's talking the truth. It is sad that we are dying for good news networks to come out and actually tell the truth about what's going on. Both parties have failed us, 100%. I might not be the typical person running for office, but I say it the way it is, whether you like me or don't. You know, my policies are right online, and they are strictly to what they're supposed to be, because I'm about California, so I'm about America first. No need small to continue to our cost of freedom. Our cost of freedom is what we need to do. And I need your help. Everybody watching the show, show it to your friends, like and share it. Let them know that there's a real person, a real guy who actually works for a living, just like you. The guy who just went and spent $100 on 16 gallons of fuel so I could get to work today. 16 gallons for $100. How many more times can we keep doing that before we can't work anymore? Before we can't travel to work? Are they pushing us to electric cars? Well, why are you pushing us for electric cars when you won't go down south and get our own lithium mines and get American people working in our own mines instead of getting the lithium from China? Why are we supporting another country? Why? Why do we not have somebody in Congress who's going to say enough of the BS and let's get down to the nitty-gritty? The nitty-gritty is America first. American people need to survive. You're taking our tax dollars and you're sending them across the sea for what? You want to send those billions of dollars for COVID relief? No, COVID relief is here in America, in California. This is affecting us. Yeah, you want to give us $600 and oh wow, $600. What the heck are you doing with $600? That's 6 tanks of gas today. But we're giving another country billions of dollars? No, dump that billions of dollars here and let's solve the homeless problem. I will go and I will be on the safety and defense of the United States Committee if I could get on that committee. Why? Because I want to secure our borders, because I'm sick and tired of the drugs coming in. I'm sick and tired of the human trafficking and everybody looking the other way. Nobody paying attention to what's going on. I am sick and tired of what's going on in this country, and it's time that we stand together and make a difference. I need your help. Without your help, I can't do it. Anything at all that you can donate, please do. $5, $10, $100, $200. Everything goes to a good cause. We got to get some messages on the radio. We have got to get some more billboards. We have got to get some more signs. So please help me. And if you can't do that, at least do this for me. Like and share my video and let your friends know. Let your friends know. Let them listen to me. Maybe we can win some of those people over, because we're going to have to. And if you're in District 13, vote Diego Martinez. Vote Diego Martinez. And if you know anybody in the Central Valley, from North Fresno all the way to Lathrop, all the way to Los Baños, the little towns, please tell them, vote Diego Martinez, because he is our voice and he will be our voice. I will not ever turn my back on the people who will elect me and get me into office. I don't want to be a career politician. I want to get in there, make changes, help, and then I need to move on. Doesn't mean 2 years, doesn't mean 4 years. I'm believing 8 to 10 years max. And 10 years was 2 years too long, I believe. I believe that we go in there, we make a difference, and we get out. We let the new generation come in, because the new generation, guess what? They know the problems that are going out today. Because Nancy Pelosi doesn't have a clue what the hell the world looks like today. But she's dictating what we do. Feinstein? What does Feinstein know? Feinstein is she'll be 92 years old when her term's over. 92 years old. What is going on? How has this lady been in office so long? 92 years old when her term's over. What does she know about what's going on here? What? Stop voting for these people. Stop. You're killing yourselves. Everything that we do affects each and every single one of us. I want to talk a little bit more about some of the bills that are coming here. We're almost short on time. I want to thank everybody who has tuned in, who has came in, who has donated. You guys don't even know what your donations have meant to me and how much they have helped. And every week I'll give you guys a new update of where the money has gone and how we have spent it. Why? Because you deserve that right. You deserve to know where your donations go, and and this is a clear out. This is where it went. This is what we did with the money. I'm not taking a salary. I work for a living. I still go to work every day. I still go campaigning every day, and we're still going to move forward here in California. Okay, so we talked a little bit about SB 871, which requires all daycare, public school, and private school kids to be vaccinated. Otherwise, they can't be there. This is one that's actually going to reach out to all of us. SB 866 allows children 12 years and older to consent to getting the vaccination without a parent knowledge. So parents don't even need to know. If your kid is 12 years old, she has the right to go to the doctor, say, I want the vaccination. I don't care what my parents say. Government overreach, telling us how to be parents. I don't co-parent with the government. I'm the parent. I should be able to decide what is good or not for my child. The government needs to stay the heck out of there. That's something that we need to fix. Here's another one for you guys. SB 2535 will require proof of vaccination status in order to enter any public or private business. This is something that we all need to know, because this affects all of us. Both parties, this is going to affect you, whether you're vaccinated or not. SB 2535 will require proof of vaccination status in order to enter any public or private place. Does that also count your house? Does that mean your relatives can't come see you unless they can prove? Do they have vaccination? What are we going to have? Military on the side of the road, police side of the road, instead of DUI checkpoints, vaccination checkpoints? This is getting ridiculous. It's way government overreach. We need to stop it before it becomes law, before it becomes bill. And that is what's going on. We talked about SB 1464, which will require all policing, enforcement, law enforcement to enforce the public health order. So it doesn't matter whether they're elected officials or whether they got placed into place. They are going to make them have to patrol this. That means they could cite, they could take you somewhere else. One of the worst bills, AB 1993, which is what? AB 1993 will require all employees to be vaccinated to be able to work in the state of California. Let me get that straight. So if you're not vaccinated, you're not going to be able to work. Well, you will be able to work if your employer tests you every week till the state gets tired of it, and then they're going to fine your employer, and then you're going to find yourself out of work. This is a joke. It's a straight government overreach, and the government needs to stay the hell out of our businesses. They already overtax us. They already overregulate us, and this is an unjust and a constitution violation of our rights, and it needs to be put a stop. So no, AB 1993, we need to call everybody who's in office right now. See how many of them stand behind you. Assembly bill. Remember I talked about why do we want to promote an assemblyman to Congress when she is actually for these bills. This is really what's going on in Sacramento today. These are the bills that are coming up. We're going to talk about a couple more bills that are coming up here. Guys, gotta excuse me if I'm not looking directly at the camera right now. I'm trying to get these bills out so everybody actually understands it. AB 1797 would require changes in California immunization registry. What does that mean? Require change. That means that any public official can actually go look at your immunization records through any hospital without your knowledge and without your privacy being held up. That is wrong. That's something that needs to stop. We cannot allow our freedom and our medical privacy to be exposed to anybody who wants to see it because they're a government official. This is a straight violation of our constitutional rights, and we need to stop this. AB 2098. AB, Assembly Bill, again, right, would reclassify sharing COVID-19 misinformation by doctors and unprofessional conduct resulting in disqualifying or disciplinary actions, which means what? I just talked about COVID-19. I'm not a doctor. I don't believe that everybody should be vaccinated. I get fined or thrown in jail or censored because I made a comment. If you're a doctor, you can lose your license. You can lose your license to practice because you don't agree with COVID-19 because the science is what they're making up. It used to be, this is the medical, this is the science. We know medically this is what's going on. The science should say this. Now the science overtook the medical. So now if you're a doctor and you say something against COVID-19, they'll do disciplinary actions. They'll disqualify you. They'll take your license away. You will no longer have license to practice medicine in California. What a joke. This is another one that I think everybody should know about. SB 920 authorizes medical board investigation to inspect businesses, including patient records. Okay, how does this work? Well, that's going to be tied down or up with AB 1993, okay? So this is how this works. This is how they're going to find out if your employee has been vaccinated or not, right? AB 2098 would reclassify sharing of COVID-19, sorry, that's the wrong bill, SB 920, sorry, SB 920 would authorize a medical board to do an investigation on businesses, including patients' records. So, if AB 1993 passes, we as employers will have to keep a record of our employees having their shots, right? Their COVID-19 shots. Well, if this SB 920 passes, a medical board could do an investigation of your business and go in there and ask you for these records, and you have to provide them. Otherwise, you're in a fine or lose your business, or they'll close you down because of health issues. What a way to discourage businesses from the state of California. What a way to go through our constitutional rights and take them away from us. Government overreach is what's going on here, and we need to stop it. We need to get involved, and we need to get involved now. Here's the last one that I want to talk about today is SB 1100. SB 1100 authorizes members of legislation body to remove an individual for interrupting a meeting. Let me get this straight. I hired you. I asked you to do something for me, but if I decide to go in a meeting and challenge you, I will be removed from your meeting because I have challenged you. How does that work? How are we supposed to express ourselves if we're going to be shut down? We saw that happen to Max just the other day. He had 2 minutes to make a comment. 30 seconds later, the guy didn't like what he had to say, so he muted him, said next. That's SB 1100. Authorizes a member of legislation of the legislative body to remove an individual who's interrupting a meeting or not saying exactly what they want to hear. How are we supposed to hold people accountable? How are we supposed to unite and get a better country if our elected officials have the right to shut us up any moment they want and remove us from the building because we do not agree with what they're doing? Yet they work for us. Did we forget this? Did we forget that we pay taxes every day, every month, every year for these people to have a job? And yet they're going to kick us out of a meeting because we do not agree with them. I've been on the campaign trail for a while. And not everybody agrees with me. But I don't shut you up. I don't move out of the way. I don't run. I stand there and I let you say your piece because you have that right. That is our constitutional freedom. That you have the right of speech. You have the right to say what's in you. You don't have the right to assault me, but you have the right to have your opinion. And that's what SB 1100 is going to take away from us. Our freedom to be able to express ourselves to any legislation body who feels that you are interrupting their meeting because you're not following with their agenda. That is a joke. And that's a straight violation of our First Amendment rights. And we as Californians, as Americans right now, really need to dig down and really need to think, is this the kind of legislation, is this the kind of people that we want to represent us and stand for us and say what can and cannot happen with us? No, we don't. We don't want that. But that's exactly what's going on. We need to come together. Forget about your party lines. Forget about that you've always voted for whichever politician you've always voted for. Start looking at real people. Start looking at people who are here to stand up for the California people. No. Oh. Ursula always has to be in the picture, right? Yeah, she just got operated, has a cone on her head, but she always has to get involved in the video, no matter what happens. So this is what's going on in our country. This is what's going on in our state. I want to thank everybody for joining me this morning on Waking Up California, where I believe all parties are welcome. This is a bipartisan program. I want everybody to like and share and give it to your friends and let them know. Whether they like me or not, at least they'll get educated on what's coming out. Whether they'll vote for me or not, at least they will know what is coming out and how we can help a better future for our kids, but for us, because we're still living it. When is the time to fight? The time to fight is now. The time for a better future is now. Not down the road, but now, today. It's time that we get involved. Thank you all for joining me, and thank you for the donations that I have received. There's a link at the bottom of both of these, 3 pages, 4 pages on all the social medias that we're on. It's on Anadot. It's a secure site. Please donate what you can, $5, $10, $100, $200. It all goes to good use. We need more yard signs. We put out 500 yard signs. We've got to order some more this week. So please, donate what you can. Don't forget, March 27th, 8 a.m., Oakdale. Broken Wheels is the shop. We are going to have a pancake breakfast. Everybody's invited. $20 a person for the breakfast. And as little as $10 for kids 12 and under. Come join us. The money's going towards the campaign. It's going for a good cause. And if you ride a motorcycle, bring it out. After breakfast, we are going to take about a 60-mile ride down the road. We're going to end up in LaGrange at the LaGrange Saloon. Have a good time. Going to enjoy a good Sunday morning. Come out, ask any questions you have of me. Come and just spend a little bit of time, get to know me on a personal level. But please come out and support our campaign. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring your kids. Everybody's welcome. We'll be out there at 8 o'clock in the morning in Oakdale, March 27th for Diego Martinez for Congress. This is our fundraiser right now. Pancake breakfast for everybody. I believe that us, the everyday working person, needs to have a voice in Washington, D.C., and I'd like to be that voice of District 13. Thank you for joining me. Please don't forget to donate anything that you can. I will see you next week. Like and share my videos and let your friends know. Waking Up California every Thursday morning on all social media networks. We'll see you guys next week. Are you okay, Ursula?